Hello, my name is Elena Letona and I am currently an independent organizational development that works with small grassroots organizations that do social justice, racial justice, economic justice, and movement building work. Prior to being a consultant, I was the executive director at Centro Presente, which is an immigrant rights organization. It was when I was a director at Centro Presente that I came to know the work of the IISC. First, I was very privileged to be named a Barr Fellow in 2005, and through that fellowship, I came to know the work of the IISC as they facilitate networks, because what the Barr Foundation is doing with the fellows is to nurture that network between the fellows. And so we have retreats, we go on learning journeys, and the IISC is the organization that is responsible for designing the retreats, for facilitating the retreats, and they have been very powerful experiences in that they have created and nurtured the spaces for the fellows to connect with each other, to ask questions that really elicit the kind of self-reflection that helps us get in touch with our practice, to understand our practice a little bit better, to foment collaborative skills among us, and to develop the kinds of relationships among us that really are the basis for future effective alliance building and collaboration. So that's one of the things that I came to know about the IISC when I was a director at Centro Presente. Because of this experience, I came to learn that the IISC offers this fantastic training for nonprofit organizations called facilitative leadership. And I have to tell you that the training was phenomenal. I mean, when I was part of that training, it's I believe it's 2.5 days training, and it was truly, truly phenomenal. And when I went through the training, I said to myself, wow, this is really more like a movement. You know, this is not like a straightforward skill building type of workshop, which I think they're good. You know, they're good. But this is more than that. Why did I say that? Because the work that we are engaged in, I mean, most of the work that we are engaged in, but I think particularly when you care about social change, that work takes place in meetings. I mean, I often tell people we are not telepathic yet. We've got to come together. We have to dialogue. We have to ask questions. We've got to understand where we are. Are we on the same page? You know, we need to align around mission, align around vision, align around strategies. We need to come together and delegate work, integrate work, coordinate work, and all of that happens when we meet. That's the way that we get the work done. And yet, we don't think about the meeting. The meeting is like, oh yeah, we're gonna meet. But we don't put in the time, you know, the care, the thought to design the meeting, to make sure that we actually derive from the meeting what we want. So when I went through the training, you know, with the staff, with the board, with the member leaders at Centro Presente, I realized that this was a gem, because it was more than the skill building. It was really about understanding the importance of thinking very thoughtfully about how we are going to be when we are together. How are we going to have that conversation? What are the methodologies that are going to serve us better in reaching certain decisions, in reaching a shared understanding? So I thought it was brilliant and genius.